Imagine missing your connecting flight and discovering that the terminal you're stuck in has a hotel, a gym, a rooftop garden, and a restaurant serving a proper hot meal. That is not a fantasy. That is already happening at airports around the world, and it is quietly changing the way we think about travel, time, and even daily life. Airports used to be purely functional. You arrived, you waited, you left. The seats were hard, the food was overpriced and forgettable, and the whole experience was something to survive rather than enjoy. But something shifted. Airports started competing not just for airlines, but for people. And that competition turned them into something nobody expected: mini cities. Here is the first thing that surprises most travelers. Segment 1: You can now sleep, work, and live inside an airport properly. Sleep pods have appeared in terminals across Helsinki, Tokyo, Abu Dhabi, and several other major hubs. These are not airport benches with a blanket. They are private enclosed pods with a bed, charging ports, climate control, and a door that locks. You book them by the hour. Travelers on long layovers are using them not just to rest, but to shower, change clothes, and arrive at their next destination feeling like they never stopped moving. What is driving this? Airports realized that a traveler who is comfortable is a traveler who spends money. The longer and more pleasant the stay, the more revenue the terminal generates from shops, restaurants, and services. The sleep pod is not charity. It is a business model, and it is working. But sleep is just the beginning. The next shift is happening in the food hall. Segment 2: Airport food stopped being a punishment. For decades, airport food meant a soggy sandwich in a paper bag or an overpriced fast food meal eaten standing up. That image is fading at a growing number of terminals. Airports like Changi and Singapore appear to be leading this shift, with food halls that include local restaurant brands, fresh egg dishes made to order, and menus that change with the time of day. Dubai International has followed a similar path, with dining areas that feel closer to a city market than a transit lounge. The detail that surprises people most is the egg sandwich. In several Asian airport terminals, freshly made egg sandwiches, the kind you would expect at a neighborhood cafe, are now available around the clock. It sounds small, but it signals something larger. Airports are no longer designing food for captive, desperate travelers. They are designing food for people who have options and expect quality. That shift in expectation is also reshaping what you can buy. Segment 3: The convenience store model moved inside the terminal. Some airports have introduced compact convenience-style stores inside secure areas stocked with everyday items, fresh food, personal care products, and even grocery staples. The assortment looks less like a gift shop and more like the kind of store you would stop at on a Tuesday evening on your way home. Travelers on short layovers are picking up items they forgot at home. Business travelers are restocking snacks and phone cables. Families are buying formula and diapers without leaving the terminal. This is a meaningful change. It means the airport is no longer a gap in your day. It is becoming a functional stop in your routine, the same way a train station or a shopping center fits into daily life. Which raises the question, why now? Segment 4: The reason airports changed is not what most people think. The easy answer is that airports got richer and more ambitious. But the more accurate answer is that traveler behavior changed first. Remote work, longer layovers by choice, and the rise of slow travel all pushed airports to respond. When a growing number of travelers started deliberately booking longer connection times to work, explore, or simply decompress, airports noticed. The dwell time data shifted. And airports with the budget and the vision started redesigning around it. Rooftop gardens at Changi, indoor butterfly enclosures, full-service gyms at Narita and Incheon, meditation rooms at several European hubs, these are not decoration. They are responses to a traveler who is no longer in a hurry to leave. The result is that airports are quietly becoming one of the most globally consistent urban environments on the planet. You can land in a city you have never visited, spend 6 hours in the terminal, and experience a version of that city's food, design, and retail culture without ever leaving the secure zone. That is not just a travel story. That is a story about how global infrastructure is being rebuilt around human comfort rather than pure logistics. And here is what makes this worth watching closely: train stations in several countries appear to be following exactly the same path, transforming from pure transit points into full lifestyle destinations. The question is whether that shift is creating something genuinely useful, or just turning every transit space into the same global shopping experience. That story is worth exploring next.